Well, hello everybody. I'm back for another yap. So let's just get started. I did mention in the last video I may possibly cover this album, and while I was sleeping, I thought, fuck it, might as well. And this Stray Kids Karma album, this is what, in my opinion, all went a bit wrong. All honesty. If this is your first video, just watch the previous video. I've explained a little bit. I've been following Stray Kids since 2023, basically when 5 Star came out. That's my favourite album of theirs, followed by Rockstar. And that's really about it. I remember where I was when this album released, because I had a job at the time, which is like a 9 to 5 job instead of mixing. And it came out and I listened to it while in the office. And I remember thinking while in the office this song was playing was just, when's this album gonna hit me with something impressive? Something I was like, this is nice, this is a good melody, this is something I've been looking forward to for what, like a month or something, 2 months, when they announced it or something. And I didn't like it. I can tell from the mashup immediately, from the Stray Kids mashup they did when they showed the snippets of each song. I still didn't like it. I didn't like any of it, but I thought these are just mashups. They're not the actual instrumentals of any of the songs at all. And well, it came out and my opinion really didn't change very much. And since the album has been out for a year-ish, or just coming to a year now, I thought I might as well. It's been a year as well since I made my album of the year review, and I thought might as well. I'm going to kick it off with just a couple. You know what, I'm just going to go track by track. It's going to be a lot easier. I've got a script this time-ish, and let's just start with track 1, Bleep. Dreep is a decent opener, and the more I've listened to it, I still like it. It establishes the energy of the album. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It sounds good. The hook, in particular, in terms of the mixing and how large scale the background ad-libs feel, and when they're going boomers, you know, that thing. On another thing, the hook lyrics are kind of cringy, but they are forgiven because they feel meant. They sound straightforward, they sound impactful, even though they're not really when you actually read it. But if you just shut your brain off for like a second while you're listening to the chorus, it works quite well, and it's actually a pretty good highlight from the song. Not gonna lie, I thought they were gonna start swearing. That they don't have to swear. I'm not against not swearing in songs, so, and this is definitely a good start. But unfortunately, second track, Ceremony, just immediately kills absolutely any hype I had coming out from the first song, because Chan Bin's the opening rap verse, we're moving forward, we're maximum powers and stop it, a big new topic. It just sounds so out of place, and he sounds like he's stumbling over his words. It sounds like he's trying to find the beat, and the beat is in the other room. I don't know how, because Chanbin, Han, they always have great rap flows in their verses, especially because that's the genre I specialize in. I know a good rap verse, and that intro is just not it. And I don't know why. I don't know how. That's just so choppy. It's a choppy flow, and it doesn't land, and it's just not what I'm looking forward to. And the chorus is kind of one of those empty ones. Hip hip, hooray, ceremony, whatever the instrumental is. It's in my head, I just can't say it. It's just an empty chorus. I'm not against empty choruses, but come on, man. That's really the best you could do. Hip hip, hooray. Sounds like I'm at a children's birthday party for the chorus. And then there's a line in there about a pop-up toaster, which I, for the first time ever, and I've heard some pretty bad English in K-pop songs, but they're Korean. Their English hasn't got to be perfect. I know that. I can forgive bad English. I mean, I've been recording for 5 minutes, and do you know how much bad English or improper English I have said during this? It's insane. But like, pop up like a pop-up toaster. Like, that's the fucking best lyric you could have come up with. A pop-up fucking toaster. It's just sorry, I had to pause the music video. Because music video, I had to pause the song during work, and I just had to stop and think, did he really just say that? That's why is that there? And anyway, track 3, Creed is good. I like Creed. The autotune on this song actually makes sense because it's trap, and there normally is a lot of autotune in trap. I know it's a little turned up than normal rap, but it makes sense, and it's good. And I like the amount of Korean in the song, because it's K-pop. Why is there more English in K-pop now? If I wanted to listen to English music, I wouldn't listen to K-pop. I would just listen to everybody else I listen to, because I don't listen to much of K-pop. I'll just stop listening, and my playlist wouldn't change, except for the K-pop songs. Because everything else is in English. Just doesn't make sense. But anyway, the beat is great. The rap flows from Felix and Han, I believe, are also really good. The chorus, I mean, it could have had a bit of work, but you know what? I'm going to give it a pass because it is my favourite song from the project. And it's a good one. I recommend you listen to track 1 and track 3, Bleep and Creed. And then we go on to track 4, Mess. This is a emotional song on the project, and it's completely written by Han, and I don't have much to say it. I like Han's writing when he comes to sad stuff. Really, I don't have much to say. It fits well. The only thing I gotta say for it, which kind of applies to the whole album really, is the mixing and the vocal processing. Why does it feel like they are... I'm going to go a bit into my engineering background. Why does it sound like they're squeezing the vocals so tight with compression and tuning? Everything, all the main vocals just look like they're being slammed by multiple compressors on the butts, on their chains, which is fine. Parallel compression, and then an all Vox compression as well. And it's too much. It becomes very obvious in a song later, and I'll get to that. And the tuning, this is supposed to be an emotional song. Just turn it down a bit. I want to hear your voices. You guys can sing. Like, come on, please just let me hear your voice. And not the or the tuning. Because that just takes me out when I hear it correct a little too much, overly correct. And it's just, come on. Anyway, in my head... my original review of this album, I missed out kind of an important detail with the song. Like, this song is supposed to be capturing the 2000s-ish vibes. And I mean, the opening lyrics, what's going on in your bed, wishing that you were dead. I believe that's what the lyrics are. You know what? 2000s, I can kind of see where they were coming from in that. But other than that, it's just a mid-song. There's nothing special about it. It's just a song that's there. And the same thing again with the vocal processing. It's just, come on, guys. I know you can do a little bit deeper lyrically, because the little last song, track 4, showed me that you can. But I don't know why this one completely misses it. Halftime, track 6, has a very nice production. I actually like the drop in this song when it comes to the chorus, and that's quite good. The performances are good. I know everybody does their best when they go into the booth and records. It's just that other than the production, this song kind of just leaves my mind half the time that it was even released at all. And I've constantly listened to this album for over a year-ish. I've always come back because maybe this time it's going to be good and I'm getting the point of this album. But I never do. And it's just... mid. It's just meh. I listen to it and go, Stray Kids song, and then I just move on. Okay, and it kind of applies to the same thing. Track 7, Phoenix. apart from having a really nice title, I Love a Phoenix, it's just alright. Same thing as as Halftime. Good production. I know the members are trying when they're recording their vocals, but it's just, that's it. That's all I can think of is when I listen to it. And I'm just disappointed that they cannot improve, because their literal last project, let me check actually, let me load Spotify as I record this. Yeah, their last album before Karma was Hop. And I love Hop. Hop is good. The solo songs, even though I may personally not like the styles that the members have personally chosen, they're still good songs. Hallucination, Railway, Ultra are all really good songs. As We Are has some beautiful vocals, melodies that's sung in at the end of the day. And the 3 group songs, Walking on Water, Bounce Back in You with Tableau, they're still on rotation on my playlist today. And this album came out 2 years ago. How is a project literal before better than what came after it? It's personally just mind-blowing to me that they got on top of their hill and then immediately started falling down it. Next, track 8 is Ghost. First of all, love the album, the title of the song, Ghost. I love this. And it kind of does get a pass from me, in all honesty. The hook is catchy. It's not bad. They did the job for what a chorus should be. Melody works. The lyrics are fine, I suppose, for this song. I mean, they kind of suffer a bit from all the others, but that's fine. Production is also good. They always do good production, even if I may not personally like what they did with the instrumentals, but in terms of production choices, but I still like them. They're still good. However, the same problem is coming back again. It's the vocal tuning and the over-processed vocals. Like I said before, it's just so much compression that all the transients in the vocal have been completely killed, and there's nothing really getting them out of the instrumental, because it feels like the vocals and the instruments are slightly fighting for a little bit of space in the mix, which shouldn't be happening to the top 5 most streamed K-pop idol groups of all time or something. And the worst offender of everything I've kind of said in this entire review is track 9, which is the last song of the album, 0801. And this is an emotional song from Stray Kids thanking their fans for all their support and everything, which they always do on most of their projects, if not all of their projects, which is always nice. Should that they care, and I believe them. I do believe them that they care about it. It's just this song's processing, to me, completely ruins it. When Felix comes in the first verse, and he starts off not low, because he's singing, not using his low voice. And then when he starts going up in the key of the song and everything, I can just visually see and feel the compressor just punching and slamming that vocal. How dare you get out of place? It sounds like to me. It's just absolutely crushing it. And it's really distracting, because the autotune, while he does that, sounds like he's going, and makes him sound like he's out of key, which he's not. And it's just, why? Why is the autotune that heavy? Turn it down. Oh, this is an emotional song. Why you wouldn't have a ballad and the autotune is like Travis Scott? You just wouldn't do that, because that doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be a song that feels personal, and it doesn't, because it immediately takes me out with all the correctness and the T-Painting sound autotune. And it's kind of ruined a song that could have been quite good. And the lyrics are nice. It's definitely written by the members. So what went wrong with this project? To me, this project sounds just like a bunch of demos that have been on the hard drive for over a year and are waiting for fresh ears to come back to them and fix any of the improper melodies, words, lyrics for better versions down the line. And hearing the difference between this and Hop, honestly, it just makes me question what was happening behind the scenes. Was this project rushed because they have a deadline about how many albums they need to drop a year, and they didn't do one in the beginning of the year, so they realized, okay, we need to get a couple of songs together and release it quickly because JYP is on our ass and we don't want to get smacked by Big Daddy JYP. When I go from track to track, I know that they are different songs. They don't sound all the same. It's just that if you play the songs with vocals on them, for example, in the middle of the verse or the second verse or the pre, I probably can't tell you what song it is because all the vocals sound the same to me because they're processed in the exact same way without any vocal difference barely between them. And it's just this, who's the mixing engineer? You should just fire them because this is a common problem that has happened between the next two projects as well. Something I said about my previous review on this project, and I want to stick with it because I believe it, because they haven't really done this ish since, and it's working with other songwriters and singers from everywhere in the world, because I know JYP got a publishing company, people can send their songs to them with beats already made. Bang Chan can change them if he so chooses, or he makes a couple beats, JYP then sends out those beats to the publishers, and then people write to those beats, because everything is starting to sound a bit repetitive in terms of the melodies on all of the songs. I can tell that they wrote it, and sometimes there's nothing wrong with that, and sometimes there is, when things are kind of starting to sound the same. So that's why I think opening to different songwriters and producers could be good, because you can explore different genres or even different sounds you wouldn't have thought of on your own. They can make the next album feel completely different, but still have the identity of Stray Kids. Because I just feel like somehow they've got lost over time, and I don't understand where they have gone. Maybe we'll find out in 10 years that something's been happening behind the scenes and I'm going to sound like an idiot. But at this current point in time, I don't know. And my original final thoughts for this project was that I was hoping things get better in the future. And as someone now from the future, looking back on my old review, I know this did in fact not happen. And it seems to just be carrying on this same system again and again for two more projects. And I hope they get better. Do It was good. I liked the first two songs of Do It. They were good, very catchy melodies. I actually heard myself bopping along with it. I was a big voice crack. And I want something better. I don't want the old sounds of the previous projects. I want something new, and they're definitely experimenting. They're definitely trying something new on every project. If they're getting out of their comfort zone, which they may be, and they're experimenting, and their experimenting isn't paying off, I'm okay, but focus, guys, focus. And final thing, stop using so much English. I know two of you are fluent in it. Two of you are fluent, and maybe others are as well, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. And you're a K-pop group at the end of the day. You can speak English. Two of you are fluent. And if that what gets your message across and what's important to you, then by all means use English to your advantage to make sure everybody understands the meaning, because English is a global language. It's just that when I'm listening to it, every line or every bar or every two bars has some sort of English word or phrase in it. And it's just, that's too much. I'm listening to K-pop because K-pop was different than what I was used to. Living here in the UK, listening to American music, English music. It sounded different. It combined multiple different genres into one. And it sounded fun. It was colourful. And that is no longer... And well, it's not no longer here, it's just fading out. And hopefully I've said what I think of this project, what I hope they do in the future now, Maybe I'll make an update video in a year's time or so to see if they've actually done it. But it's almost as long as the previous one. I'm going to stop yapping. Website's in the description if you need mixing. I'll see you all later.